stop exactly what you are doing. If you're holding an iPhone 16, or if you're about to drop $1,000 on a new smartphone, you need to put your wallet away immediately. We have been tracking the rumors, we have been watching the supply chain, and something massive is happening inside Apple. For years, we have dealt with the same cycle. You pay a premium price, you get the premium features. You pay a budget price, you get the leftovers. But that rulebook is about to be thrown into the fire. Reports are flooding in about a device that shouldn't exist. A device that breaks Apple's entire pricing hierarchy. We're talking about the iPhone 17e. This is not just another SE or a cheap plastic remix. This is shaping up to be the most strategic, disruptive, and frankly dangerous release Apple has planned for 2026. We're talking about flagship power, a modern design, and a price tag that's going to make Samsung and Google sweat. Today, we are going deep into the leaks. We are breaking down the display tech, the unprecedented chip upgrade, the camera overhaul, and the secret strategy that proves Apple is done playing nice in the mid-range market. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is the timing. In the world of tech, timing is everything. Usually, the budget iPhones come out when the parts are cheap and old. But the iPhone 17e is slated for an early 2026 launch. This puts it right in the sweet spot to disrupt the market after the holiday season. The chatter from the industry is loud. We have sources from Korea and supply chain leaks pointing to a massive collaboration. Apple isn't just making a few of these. They are working with BOE, Samsung Display, and LG Display all at once. That is the trifecta of screen manufacturing. This tells us that Apple is ready to mass-produce the 17e with extreme precision. They are gearing up for volume. We are seeing reports that they plan to ship around 8 million units in the first half of 2026 alone. You do not order 8 million screens for a niche product. You order that many when you expect to take over the market. And the reason for this confidence? It is the price. The rumors are hovering around a starting price of $599. Let that sink in. $599 for a phone that, as we are about to see, shares DNA with the absolute best devices Apple makes. Let's talk about the face of this device, because the design philosophy here is fascinating. For the longest time, buying a cheaper iPhone meant you had to look like you bought a cheaper iPhone. You got the big chin, the forehead, and the ancient notch. That ends with the 17e. While the leaks suggest it retains the LTPS panel technology from the previous models, which likely means we are still looking at a 60Hz screen to keep costs down, the visual experience is getting a massive facelift. Apple is reportedly minimizing the bezels significantly. This creates a much cleaner, more premium look. When you hold this phone, it isn't going to feel like a budget toy. It is going to feel like a slice of glass and aluminum. But the real headline here is the death of the notch. The iPhone 17e is rumored to finally adopt the dynamic island. This was a feature previously exclusive to the Pro models. Bringing this to the entry-level tier is a genius move. It completely changes the perception of the phone. The dynamic island isn't just a cutout, it is a UI element. It gives you live activity indicators, notifications, timers, and real-time updates. By adding this, Apple is effectively bringing a pro-level software experience to a mid-range device. It makes the phone feel modern. It makes it feel expensive. It blurs the line so much that your average user might not even be able to tell the difference between the 17e and the standard 17 just by looking at the front. But a pretty face is nothing without a brain, and this is where the leaks get truly wild. The real game changer lies under the hood. The iPhone 17e is rumored to feature the A19 chip. Read that again. The A19. This is reportedly the exact same processor that will power the flagship iPhone 17 models releasing later that year. This is practically unprecedented for Apple. Usually, the cheaper phones get the hand-me-down chips from 2 years ago. But if this leak holds true, the 17e will deliver near-flagship computational performance. We're talking about the same advanced AI processing capabilities as the top-tier phones. We're talking about high-end gaming performance that can run console-quality titles. We're talking about efficiency that ensures this phone stays fast for 5 or 6 years. Now, there's a small catch. The graphics processing unit, or GPU, might be slightly scaled down. We might see a 4-core GPU instead of the 5-core version found in the higher-tier iPhones. But let's be real for a second. For general day-to-day performance, multitasking, opening apps, scrolling social media, streaming video, you're never going to notice that missing core. The phone will feel instant. It will be responsive. This is a significant leap in value proposition. You're getting the engine of a Ferrari in the body of a hatchback. Now, let's address the cameras. In the past, the budget iPhone camera was barely passable. It was there to scan QR codes and take quick snapshots. The 17E is flipping the script, specifically for the generation that lives on social media. The front-facing camera is reportedly getting a massive upgrade to an 18-megapixel module. This isn't just about pixel count, it's about clarity. This new sensor will support center stage technology, meaning smoother video calls where the camera follows you. It means sharper selfies, better night mode performance, and more accurate color reproduction. If you're in a vlogging, TikTok, or just FaceTiming friends, this is a huge deal. On the rear, Apple is playing smart. They are retaining the single camera setup to save money, but they are using the capable 48-megapixel main sensor. This is the sweet spot. 48 megapixels allow for pixel binning, which gives you great low-light shots and the ability to crop in for a 2x zoom without losing quality. By sticking to one really good lens instead of 3 mediocre ones, Apple is allocating resources efficiently. They're focusing on the camera you actually use. Most people don't use the ultra-wide or the macro lens every day. They use the main shooter. By making that main shooter excellent, the 17E satisfies 95% of users without inflating production costs. So who's this phone for? The expected adoption rate indicates that Apple sees the iPhone 17E as a universal device. It is perfect for students who need a reliable phone that lasts all day. It is perfect for first-time iPhone users who want to dip their toes into the ecosystem without drowning in debt. It is even great for loyal users who are holding on to an iPhone 11 or 12 because they refuse to pay $1,000 for a new phone. This device targets everyone. The strategic pricing of $599 allows it to compete aggressively with the Samsung Galaxy A series and the Google Pixel A series. But unlike those phones, which often have slower processors or plastic builds, the 17E offers a flagship chip and premium materials. It effectively offers a near-flagship experience at an accessible price point. We also have to talk about the software because hardware is only half the battle. The A19 chip unlocks a suite of software enhancements that older chips just can't handle. We are looking at full support for Apple Intelligence, their new AI suite. This means better Siri, smarter photo editing, and more efficient multitasking. It also means long-term support. Apple is known for supporting phones for a long time, and with the A19 chip starting its life in this phone, you can expect iOS updates for at least 5 to 6 years. This is a critical factor for budget-conscious consumers. Buying a phone that lasts half a decade makes that $599 price tag look even cheaper over time. This combination of advanced processing power and modern design elements could make the 17E not just a compelling option, but potentially the device that outsells the standard iPhone 17. Why would you pay $800 or $900 for the standard model when the $599 model has the same chip, the same main camera, and the same dynamic island? It creates a very interesting dilemma for Apple, but a great opportunity for us. When you zoom out and look at Apple's broader strategy, the 17E seems designed to shift consumer perception around value. It signals that Apple is now willing to blur the lines between mid-range and flagship categories. They are tired of losing market share in developing regions and tiered markets. By offering premium-level experiences in a lower-cost package, they challenge competitors and influence buying behavior across the globe. This also strengthens the ecosystem. If you can get a user to buy a $599 iPhone, they are more likely to buy an Apple Watch. They are more likely to subscribe to Apple Music or iCloud. The 17E is the gateway drug. It integrates seamlessly with the Mac, the iPad, and AirPods. It provides a holistic experience that rivals simply cannot replicate. You can copy the hardware, but you can't copy the ecosystem. There are also the hidden specs we need to mention. Early leaks indicate that the 17E will support advanced Face ID. It will have enhanced battery life thanks to the efficiency of the A19 chip. The gaming performance will be optimized for Apple Arcade. And let's not forget connectivity. We are hearing about potential support for Wi-Fi 6E or even Wi-Fi 7. This ensures ultra-fast, low-latency network performance for cloud gaming and streaming. It makes the device future-proof. Apple is also reportedly improving durability. We can expect enhanced water and dust resistance, likely IP68. We can expect the stronger ceramic shield glass on the front. Combined with the efficient thermal design of the A19 chip, which runs cooler than older chips, this phone is built to survive. It is reliable. If the leaks about shipping volume, design, and specifications are accurate, Apple is positioning the iPhone 17e to dominate the mid-range market while simultaneously undercutting the competition. Samsung, Google, and Xiaomi have spent years building up their mid-range dominance, arguing that you get 90% of the flagship experience for half the price. The iPhone 17e comes in and says, here is 99% of the flagship experience for the same price. It gives Apple a significant competitive edge. It reinforces the lock-in strategy. This approach highlights Apple's engineering prowess. They have figured out how to maximize perceived value while maintaining profitability. They use the A19 chip because, at scale, it might actually be cheaper for them to produce one massive batch of chips for all their phones rather than keeping old production lines open for older chips. They reuse the chassis design to save on tooling. They reuse the 48MP camera sensor. Every cost-saving measure is internal, but every user-facing feature feels premium. It is a masterclass in product management. Ultimately, the iPhone 17e is creating a new category of device. It blends affordability, premium experience, ecosystem integration, and future-proof performance into one cohesive package. This approach may very well set the standard for mobile devices across the industry in 2026 and beyond. It forces other manufacturers to step up. If Apple can put their best chip in a $599 phone, why can't Samsung? Why can't Google? It redefines the value proposition for mid-range smartphones. If these leaks continue to hold true, the iPhone 17e could be the sleeper hit of 2026. It is the device that not only dominates sales charts, but also changes consumer perceptions. It makes it a revolutionary release for Apple's mid-range strategy. It is the smartest upgrade option for millions of users worldwide. It provides the kind of performance and design that makes older flagship devices feel outdated by comparison. It gives buyers a sense of owning the latest technology without paying the Apple tax. So what is the verdict? Should you wait? In my honest opinion, the iPhone 17e represents the best value smartphone Apple has ever created. If you do not care about the ultra-wide camera or the 120Hz promotion display, and let's be honest, most casual users don't even notice the refresh rate, then this phone is a no-brainer. It is powerful, it is pretty, and it is priced to sell. It effectively kills the resale value of the iPhone 14 and 15. Why buy used when you can get this brand new? It is a disruptive force that is going to shake up the entire industry. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of the iPhone and want to stay updated on every leak as it happens, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share this video with your friends who are thinking about upgrading so they don't waste their money, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comments, is $599 the perfect price, or is the lack of 120Hz a deal breaker for you? I'll catch you in the next one.